It looks like we're live. Life is good. My learning curve is steep, but I'm learning. This is day 2 of my personal challenge. I'm putting up a video every single day. It won't always be about auto marketing. A lot of times it'll be about my life, but today it's going to be about automotive marketing. And yeah, it's something that I spend a lot of time thinking about. So it's important to me. That's today's subject. I'll be back in a minute. So before we start talking about bright, new, shiny, sexy stuff, we need to concentrate on some basics. And it's so easy to get lost in the new and not pay attention to the basics that really do depend, or the bright and shiny stuff depends on the basics, almost always. And so, at Cars.com, we came up with something that's bright, new, shiny. It's fantastic. Cars Social. We'll talk about that certainly in one of our daily videos. However, before we get back to that, let's look at what works in basically every place you're advertising your inventory, especially online. Having great photos, writing good comments, making a compelling case that your dealership is the place to buy a car. And I think a lot of, and I see this every day, where dealers will not pay attention to those basics. I work with dealers that don't post photos of all of their inventory. They don't always take good pictures. And their results suffer. And that is one of the things that I spend a lot of my time talking about, is getting folks to really pay attention to the basics. It's an ongoing struggle, man, but it's a struggle that's worth fighting. The other day, I posted a link to David Kane, his CBT News video, and he was talking about when you take a video of a car, making the car the star. And the first time I heard that phrase, I was with Dale Pollock. We were visiting a dealership in New England. We had flown on the dealership's private plane. We had a tour, and we saw their brand new photo booth. And this was probably, oh God, I don't know, a good 5 years ago, could be longer. And I remember the person that was giving the tour saying, hey, we're all about making the car the star. There was no dealership branding graphics. There was nothing. It was just a white room and the car. And I work with a lot of dealers in Grand Rapids, Michigan, that all take their vehicles to the same place to take photos, and they take solid photos. So there's nothing against the place, because they do a good job. And yet, every photo looks the same. Every dealership looks the same. And when David was talking about making the car the star, it struck me that, hey, we're selling a car. There's no doubt about that. We're selling a car. However, we're also selling the salesperson. Price is a consideration. Almost always. You're selling the dealership, and you have to differentiate your dealership from the rest of the pack. That is a big part of the job with marketing, is to really sell the entire experience, sell the person, the salesperson. And it's not just about a car. It's about a purchasing experience, a buying experience for the customer. And the better you can differentiate yourself as a salesperson, the better you can differentiate your dealership. And yes, you want to take great pictures of your vehicles. That's a given. And whether you're advertising on AutoTrader, Cars.com, Car Gurus, that picture is going to come into play. On your website, it's going to come into play. Video comes into play. Cars.com, AutoTrader, KBB. I don't know about Car Gurus. Most of the major sites have switched over to something called a best match, or there's the sort has changed. It used to be from highest price to lowest price. Now the companies are working harder to find the right match for the customer's query. We want to get the right vehicle in front of the right customer quicker. And a big part of that is what you guys do. If you complete all of the boxes, if you're giving a fuller, more complete description of the vehicle, if you let us know if it is a 6-cylinder, which size engine, what's transmission, all of that matters. And it matters more today than it ever has before because of the change in the sort. The best match sort is phenomenal. What I'm saying is SRPs are going down, but VDPs are going up. That means customers aren't having to do as many searches to find the right vehicle. We're also seeing leads going up, and that's new and novel because I think leads have been going down for ages, and at least since we've implemented a number of changes, we're seeing leads go up. And I think that's because we're getting the customer to the right vehicle sooner, quicker. And it used to be SRP led to a VDP. And so the more SRPs, the more VDPs. That's not the case anymore. If we can get the customer to the right VDP. So the right customer matched up with the right vehicle, we don't have to have them look at as many vehicles. And that's something new. This is something that, going back to the basics, there's a thread on Dealer Refresh that's got about 8 years ago. It's 8 years old, and I still love it. And this is about differentiation, making sure that your car doesn't look like every other dealer's car. So let's take a quick look at this. So this is talking about who has the best photo overlay. And if you can make your car stand out, if you can make your dealership stand out, it's not just the car, it's the dealership. And so that's the point I'm trying to drive home today is if we can get the customer to choose you based on a number of different factors, including the car, including your price, including your dealership, and at the end of the day, the salesperson. And if all four things work in concert, you have a winning hand. So that's my thought for the day. And again, every day won't be about automotive marketing. Today is. And basics first. And in the next couple of days, we'll be talking about bright, new, shiny, and sexy. But not today.